So Onward is the lowest grossing opening for a Pixar movie. Because we have Pixar's first movie, Toy Story, which came out in the 90s. Was of course, if you adjusted for inflation, probably had a bigger opening adjusted for inflation, Toy Story 1, than Onward. So really, some of the older ones, such as Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, so the lower openings in Pixar library do actually be Onward in the sales. And even A Bug's Life, which is now starting to become forgotten because it's it's that never really, but even A Bug's Life, which came out in at the tail end. That's a movie called Bug. That's not Bug's Life. But when you compare it to every other Pixar movie, Onward is just not doing well. Well, now I have some new news out of you. The Good Dinosaur, unadjusted for inflation. If you have to back to unadjusted for inflation, A Bug's Life that came out and during the lowest openings. A Bug's Life, which that can't really count because that came out on a limited release, which A Bug's Life did come out in a limited release, so it kind of did have but even on its first wide release, it opened with like 50 million. Okay, 50 million. Okay, Onward only grossed 40 million. And Toy Story 2 also owned to a release, but ended up hosting for $82 million its opening weekend. Of course, unadjusted for inflation, all these movies are actually beaten by Onward. And of course, Bug's Life and Toy Story 2 can't really be compared as the first opening weekend was only in one theater. So yeah, Onward is the lowest grossing Pixar movie and lowest grossing Pixar opening in history. It's just astonishing how poorly Onward has done. How garbage and awful Onward has done at the box office. And people kept telling me Pixar is not dying. There's no way Pixar is dying. Well, Onward's opening is proof that Pixar is dying. Pixar is a company that is dying because even the original properties are just the same generic crap like and if you look at trailers of Onward, it doesn't feel like a Pixar movie. Okay, it just feels like they're copying DreamWorks and stuff. They're even starting to use a similar animation to Illumination in the movies as well, where we had these very thin people and these giant heads. Okay, I know it's supposed to be a cartoon, it's unrealistic, but I hate that design of this Despicable Me franchise. Okay, and how many movie series have replicated the Despicable Me, type of movies. Okay, how they did start recreating the Despicable Me art style, basically, as I call it. Okay, it's just like they don't feel authentic like people anymore. Okay, so yeah, Onward is the lowest grossing Pixar movie. And you know what movie it's doing worse than? Well, the movie that stupid Rupert said it was flop. It's funny how Rupert had such a Disney bias, okay, Disney Pixar bias in terms of animated movies. They immediately went off the Sonic movie, but they're not going to write off anything with Pixar's logo on it, because they think that the Pixar logo is enough to sell a movie. Well, Onward has proven that it isn't that, and the Disney logo isn't either. All the Disney fanboys sent out to see the movie, and those are the only people who went to go see Onward, okay? Those are the only people who went to go see Onward. This movie is an absolute box office disaster, okay? And let's assume it has a similar budget to, all other Pixar movies, all the movies made by Pixar. You have a recipe for disaster. You have a recipe for disaster. Excuse me. Onward has gone woke and gone broke. Even if you compare all the opening weekends, which Toy Story 2, A Bug's Life, and Toy Story is unadjusted for inflation, is not adjusted for inflation, And also, Toy Story 1 had extremely good ratings at the box office. Bug's Life had very good ratings at the box office, and adjusted for inflation, it actually beats Onward. Same thing with Toy Story 2. So that means out of all the Pixar movies, adjusting for inflation, Onward is the lowest grossing. And Toy Story 3D Double Feature does not really count, okay? It doesn't really count, okay? But out of all the mainstream Pixar movies, of all of them, Onward has done worse. Has done worse than The Good Dinosaur. It's just so funny to see. And Disney's gonna have a terrible year this year. I'm just saying they are, okay? None of the movies look interesting, okay? They don't look like they're gonna draw out the general audience. And it'll probably go for the 40 million opening because the Disney fanboys who go see anything with Disney's logo on it will go see it, okay? But even that group is going smaller and smaller every day. As they want the truth about, as they want to realize that the movies are the same garbage over and over and over again. So that's basically it. Goodbye.